George, there you are. You just flew in, right?
How you doing?
Hi.
I did. I just came in. Hi, hello. I just came in from Miami. Yes.
How did it go?
Yeah, it was pretty smooth. Like I would expect when they knocked down, the initial call was 10%. Norma Linda said maybe less than that of flights to the 40 most important airports. I'd expect that things would run a little easier. I feel bad for people that had their flights canceled, but I think if you're going to a core market for an airline, and I was coming up from Miami, that's pretty core for United. Airplane was absolutely full. I don't think there was another seat empty on it. They're going to get that traffic through, right? Because that's they're going to look at the most efficient and best profit making flights and make sure they push them through.
George, we are less than 3 weeks away from one of the busiest travel days of the year. That would be the time around Thanksgiving. And I'm wondering if we do see continued government shutdown, these workers not getting paid, if indeed what happens comes true, what Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said earlier, that we could see up to 20% disruption. What does the holiday season look like for these air carriers?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're concerned about, right? So we have a report that'll go out Monday on the Bloomberg terminal. Look, we were looking at sort of total seats put into the market during 4Q. 4Q isn't typically a very busy time for the business, right? It's not a high profit season for them. And November is actually the lowest of that season. It's got the least number of seats flown. But it's deceiving because, November is when the business traveler kind of stops, right? I was just down at a conference in Miami. That's about the last conference I think you'll see before we roll into Thanksgiving here in the U.S. So business kind of rolls off here in the middle of the month, and leisure picks up very big, in a big way by the end of the month. So I think if we don't have the government shutdown stopped, Thanksgiving will be an absolute mess because I would expect there'll be even more cancellations. And then you get another ebb between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Hopefully we're not talking about sort of Christmas year-end sort of celebrations, having the government still out by then. I don't think they can make it that long. But
hey, George, just real quickly, when do you start to kind of rewrite some of your, expectations in terms of earnings or revenues, the balance sheets, the financials for the airlines? Does this have to go on for several days, for several weeks before it becomes something material for the big airlines and all of them, really?
Yeah, I think you're right on it, right? I think if we get into Thanksgiving and this is still going on, we're cutting back capacity, then we're going to start to get much more concerned and start rethinking about where profitability, profits, cash flow go for 4Q. Right now, this could even be a slight pickup where airlines sort of knock down their least performing flights and get maybe a little bit of a margin pickup. Maybe profit ebbs a little bit on it, but right now it's not major. Get into Thanksgiving and we've got an issue on it.
George, before we let you go, you were down in Miami. You were there for a conference on corporate jet travel. Just give us an update there. Yeah. It's an area that certainly you and other analysts watch. Those flights not disrupted right now.
No, and that's an advantage of having having your own airplane, private aviation. And one of the reasons people go there is because of that, less security issues. That market continues to stay strong. I'm pretty impressed. We've had earnings this week from Bombardier and Embraer. The backlogs continue they're steady. They're not declining, even as those manufacturers increase the number of airplanes they build. And there's been a number of people that came to private aviation after the pandemic, and it appears they've stuck around. And so that market doing pretty good. I'd say pretty nicely.